Hey everyone, today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm talking about the popular TV series Yellowstone and the narcissistic and antisocial characters on the show that many of us have come to love, at least when watching them on TV. Today I'm specifically focusing on Beth Dutton and why men might be highly attracted to this type of woman while others are totally turned off by her personality. I'm Lise Leblanc, therapist, author, and life coach, and my channel is dedicated to helping men break free from toxic relationships. So you'll want to pay attention until the end if you're the type of guy who is highly attracted to emotionally complex and toxic women like Beth Dutton.
My name's Tyler, and I'm a psychosexual. I'm only attracted to crazy girls. What would you do if I came home, say, 20 minutes late?
I would call you 12 times.
What else would you do?
I would go through your phone once you got home.
Don't stop.
I would get blackout drunk and get behind the wheel of my white Jeep Wrangler.
Okay, so let's dive right in. But first, thank you to all my community members. I really appreciate your support. It allows me to continue creating content like this. Okay, so number one is Beth's emotional complexity and vulnerability. Almost right off the bat, we learn about Beth's emotional problems and her internal battles between her fragility and vulnerability and her need for control, superiority, and self-protection. She's clearly had her fair share of trauma, which causes her to live in survival mode and to act in very defensive and destructive ways. Some men might see this as a challenge to be the one who can break through her emotional walls and save her, to be the one to earn her trust, her love, her respect. They want to be the hero who can unlock her heart and heal her.
And I'm the only one that knows that you have this, but you do. And baby, it's big.
Men with a savior complex can find this type of woman very seductive, as their sense of self and their sense of worth and sense of purpose becomes tied into their ability to save her from herself. But for other men, being with a woman like Beth, who lives in this survival state and uses emotional manipulation and toxic defense tactics to keep people at a distance, is just too damaging. Because when you get too close or threaten to break through her carefully constructed walls, she can turn on you, often in brutal ways, as you can see in this clip.
I always remember your dick as being bigger. I guess that's just the nostalgia giving me.
So for men who value stability and emotional peace, the effort required to carry such a heavy load of emotional baggage and the cost this can have on their psychological well-being is just too much. And a lot of men have realized that the rewards for these efforts rarely materialize. Number two is her idealization and deep loyalty. A narcissist divides people into two categories: winners and losers. The winners are those they perceive can elevate their status, their sense of superiority, and their idealized image of themselves. The losers are everyone else. Beth Dutton's inner circle is very small, and her loyalty is reserved for a very select few who she deems worthy and capable of elevating her grandiose sense of self. And she's antagonistic and condescending towards anyone she perceives as weak or beneath her. So for those who she deems equal or above, she idealizes them and she will fiercely defend them, often destroying anyone or anything she perceives as threatening to them.
I believe in loving with your whole soul and destroying anything that wants to kill what you love.
And this exclusive bond can feel unique, special, and like a deep privilege, making you feel as though you're the only one who's worthy and who truly understands her. So this level of love and loyalty that she offers is very intense and intoxicating, but it's also a double-edged sword. Being her ride or die comes with a ton of expectation and responsibility. You're constantly being thrown in the middle of all her drama and conflicts, expected to take her side even when she's wrong or even when it leads you into danger or into sacrificing everything for her. And the problem is that it's only a matter of time until her idealization turns to devaluation. Once you fall from that pedestal, you go into the loser or villain category, and the intense idealization and loyalty turns to harsh criticism, contempt, withdrawal, outright hostility, and humiliation. For some men, the emotional toll of constantly being put on that pedestal only to be knocked down again can feel exhausting and demoralizing. In the long run, the sense of being special or unique feels more like a trap than anything else. Number 3 is that Beth is strong and self-sufficient. Even with Rip and John Dutton by her side, it's clear that she doesn't need a man to fight her battles. Beth has the capacity to psychologically disable even the toughest opponents. She doesn't shy away from doing her own dirty work. She is a force of nature, and some men might be highly attracted to a boss woman with this level of strength, confidence, and independence. They might even feel relieved to have a partner who can hold her own and stand alongside him as an equal rather than one who is dependent on him. For some, the idea of a strong woman like Beth who's hard to handle can feel like an irresistible challenge. But here's the flip side. Not all men are attracted to this kind of strength, especially if they have more traditional views of gender roles or need a more soft and nurturing type of woman. For these men, Beth's independence and self-sufficiency can be intimidating, potentially making them feel inadequate, unnecessary, or rejected. Number 4 is her authenticity and emotional intensity. With Beth, you never have to wonder what she's thinking or feeling. You never have to wonder where you stand. She makes it crystal clear.
You know I'm blowing you anyway. You don't have to work so fucking hard.
The fact is, most men find it incredibly frustrating when women express their feelings indirectly. But Beth's straightforward approach eliminates any ambiguity. There's no guessing games, no need to waste time or energy trying to decipher hidden meanings. She's blunt and unapologetic about who she is. That said, some men might prefer a partner who is less direct, more accommodating, and more empathetic. It can be overwhelming and exhausting to be with someone who expresses their unfiltered opinions and strong emotions without much consideration for how it's affecting others. So if you value peace and harmony, being with a woman like this would be way too much. And you'd probably prefer a partner who is a little more easygoing and emotionally stable, even if that means she doesn't always express her opinions and feelings as clearly and openly. Number 5 is her aggression and fearlessness. Beth has got really big balls. She is not scared of anyone. She will stand up to you no matter who you are. She will fight and she will win every time. Whether she uses psychological warfare and destroys someone with her words, or physically assaults them, or puts a hit on them. Either way, you'll quickly learn that messing with Beth Dutton is a dangerous game. She's not just fearless, she's downright aggressive and dangerous. This can be attractive to men who love the thrill of being with someone who adds such excitement, chaos, adventure, drama, and that element of danger to the relationship. There's something undeniably magnetic about someone who faces the world head on, unafraid of the consequences.
Where's the rattlesnake in the deal? I am the rattlesnake, but you're not who I'm gonna bite.
And one thing's for sure, no man would ever get bored with this type of woman. However, some men would see Beth as a bully and would not appreciate her confrontational, domineering approach. They might even feel weak beside such a fearless and aggressive woman, and they might also worry about their inability to handle whatever crazy conflicts that she brings on. Being around someone who's always in the eye of the storm, ready for a fight, someone who can turn on you in an instant if you don't live up to their expectations, can start to feel terrifying. So you might find that being with a woman like this is quite anxiety provoking, and you might find that you'd be a lot happier with a calm, cautious woman who doesn't constantly disrupt your sense of certainty, security, and safety. Number 6 is her smarts and how witty she is. So if you get off on sharp wit, quick thinking, and intellectual banter, Beth is the ultimate partner. But you'd better be up for the challenge because she can use her words like weapons, knowing exactly how to manipulate, intimidate, and break down those who piss her off or oppose her. She is not just a pretty face. She can hold her own in any discussion or debate, and this can be incredibly stimulating for some. Her ability to think critically and outsmart anyone, whether in the boardroom or in her personal life, is appealing to a man who loves an intellectual challenge. However, some men might feel intimidated by her intellectual capacity. They may even feel abused by that sharp tongue. Her verbal acrobatics take some pretty dark turns that can leave others questioning their own sense of identity and worth. When she's on the attack, she's not just out to win the argument, she's out to destroy you mentally and emotionally. Her words cut deep, and she knows exactly how to use her intellect to belittle, humiliate, and manipulate others into submission. For some men, this level of mental prowess can feel exhilarating. While they're constantly being tested and pushed to their limits, it can even spark a competitive edge, making them want to prove themselves worthy of her attention and respect. But this can also quickly devolve into emotional warfare. Being with a woman like Beth means you're always on your toes, always ready for the next verbal jab or cutting remark. You're always ready for the next fight. So for men who value kindness, empathy, respect, a woman with such a sharp tongue and sharp intellect can make them feel very controlled and like a pawn in her game, where the relationship really starts to feel more like a battlefield than a partnership. Number 7, obviously we can't forget her overt sexuality. A lot of guys might find Beth's bold expression of her sexuality hard to resist, and she uses her sexuality as a tool, often using charm and flirtation to disarm her and destroy her male opponents, who often underestimate her. However, some men might not trust a woman that leverages her sexuality to manipulate others. Women who are overtly sexual often don't reserve their flirtations and sexual invitations to only one person. Women like this tend to have a high need for attention and validation from multiple sources. And because of this, they can be more prone to cheating.
You think you're worth running around the arena?
Yeah, think you could stay on?
So some men will find it hard to trust or feel secure with a woman who uses her sexuality as a weapon like Beth does. And although they may still find her vibrant sexuality to be attractive on some level, they might prefer to stick with a woman who doesn't use her body and her sexuality to gain attention and validation or to get what she wants. As promised, the main reason you should be extremely cautious about getting involved with this type of woman is because in real life, women like Beth are much worse towards their intimate partner than they are towards anyone else. Their behavior gets worse over time, not better, and you will eventually disappoint them and be devalued, no matter how much patient support or love you have to offer, no matter how much effort or investment you put into it. You can't fix or ground a woman like this. Love does not conquer all, and your efforts won't likely be rewarded with her unconditional love and undying loyalty. Instead, you'll tolerate her toxic behavior, you'll withstand all those emotional storms, and it will leave you psychologically damaged and stuck in a cycle of pain and suffering.
This is your one chance to leave me alone with your self-esteem intact.
So if you need help getting out of a toxic relationship, reach out to a therapist in your area who can help you break free. Okay, so let me know in the comment section below if you find Beth to be a turn on or a turn off and why. And please take a moment to like, subscribe, and if you want to learn more about the toxic tactics of a female narcissist, click on the link above.